So good to be here in the final of the Chortle Student Competition. Especially because my grandmother, my best friend, was such a huge fan of comedy. If you told my grandmother that one day I'd be on stage doing comedy, she probably would have said, "Ngola," because she doesn't speak English. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be here because I feel a lot of people have been really happy recently because of the weather. Like, who here loves the summer? Yeah! Fuck the summer. I fucking hate the summer because I sweat a lot, right? I sweat so much, whenever I'm at a hotel, other guests just assume I know where the pool is. It's true. But I only used to be a chubby kid. Well, we've got a bunch of Olympian 5-year-olds in the room. All right, fine. I wasn't a chubby kid either. I was a fat kid. I was a fat kid with a capital fat. Like, my friends used to call me the Malteser because I was round, brown, and easy to break. Don't feel bad for me, it's my own fault. The only break I took from chocolate was when I had a Kit Kat. Thank you, it's a very smart joke. But I'm hard on myself, man. I've lost a bit of weight. Doesn't even make sense as a response, it's just so instinctual. I'm hard on myself, man. I've lost a bit of weight in the last year, right? And I wish I had a photo to show you guys what I used to look like. Just imagine a young Will Smith if he devoured James Corden. That was me, but I don't know what took me so long to lose weight, man. I think a big reason for it was one day I looked around me and I realized all my friends were these chiseled Greek gods. And I remember my mum saw a photo of all of us on a night out. My very African mother said this. "Sonny, in this photo, you look like a hippo among giraffes." Now, she said that with love. But my mum essentially insulted me with what sounds like a proverb from The Lion King. I love my mum, though. She's a real kind, compassionate person. She feels sorry for everyone. Like, you're telling me about this TV show she's been watching, right? And she was like, "These poor people, they're so desperate. The women are so skinny and they have no clothes to wear." I thought my mum was watching a sad documentary, but turns out she's just really gone into Love Island. She's a really big fan, man, a really big fan. But I love my mum, I love her. She's 60 and she's losing her eyesight, but bless her. For a 60-year-old woman, she doesn't give a fuck. I remember this one time she took us to this really nice restaurant. It was so nice of her until it came to the point to pay. Because the waiter brings over the card machine and she goes, "What does this say?" And then begins the most uncomfortable moment of my life. Because the waiter takes the card machine from her and goes, "It says, would you like to add a tip?" And without missing a beat, my mum goes, "Oh, which one is the button for no?" And makes a man decline his own tip. Beautiful. I love my mum though. I love her. I feel bad for a lot of kids today. Whenever I think about my family, I think about a lot of kids today. I feel bad for them because I feel like a lot of them aren't gonna have a childhood like I did. To be fair, most people won't have a childhood like I did. I went to one of these posh private schools. Basically, I went to a school where I was half the black people. Which shows just how big I was, because there were actually 3 of us. I went to a school where I was half the black people. But I think the school that I went to basically explains why I am the way that I am. It's why I look like this, but I sound like this. I sound kind of white, don't I? I love that. I can neither confirm nor deny. It's true. Whenever I sing a rap song, I feel like I should cancel myself. But I don't know why people say I act white, though, because I'm as black as anyone. I've eaten more quail than I'd like to admit. Because it's a delicious animal. But I remember when my school first started to really open-minded and inclusive of other people's cultures, right? It was in a maths lesson. My maths teacher was going around saying hello to everyone. He was like, "Good morning, Will. Good morning, Harry. Ricky. Wagwan." But it wasn't that bad, because towards the end, people started being really careful about what they said. And I abused that to fuck. This one kid, I convinced him that the term white people is offensive, and you should say melanin challenged instead. Feel free to use it. But it wasn't that bad. It was weird going to that school, because I always felt like an outsider looking in, because I came from another country. So it was very strange going to a school like that. But like because of the type of school it was, they never had to deal with any real problems like guns or violence or crime. So it meant when the tiniest thing happened, it was the biggest deal in the world. I only got into trouble once at school, and it was in year 8 when I was a prefect for only 1 week because I had to face a tribunal of my headmaster, my housemaster, and my mum because I was letting kids skip the lunch queue in exchange for custard. Now, I don't even like custard. I just enjoy corruption. It was a fun time, man, a fun time. But, now I'm a student and things are good. I love being a student now because being a student now gives you a rare opportunity to study a new species in its natural habitat, the rich student. Oh. Now, the rich student does a lot of popular things that don't make sense. Like, do you remember when a charity shop, right? Like, this is their influence on culture. Do you remember when a charity shop used to be a place where you get cheap clothes and give to a good cause? Well, now what a charity shop is a place where you can get wavy garms that remind you of your gap year in Tanzania that you went on with daddy's money. Like, even this top, most people think I got this from like an African tribal leader, but I got this from a charity shop in London. This isn't even my culture. This is Nigerian and I'm Zimbabwean, but I thought it looked better on me than an unironic Taylor Swift fan. Thank you. For those on the radio, I look incredible right now. Excuse the jorts, I think. The rich student does a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, and I'll leave you on this. Like one of my best friends, right? He's a Muslim, so he doesn't drink alcohol. That's fair enough, that's his choice. Where things get a little bit confusing is, because he's a Muslim, he doesn't drink alcohol. But because he's a rich student, he snorts cocaine instead. Now, I've never read the Quran. So I can only speculate what it says about powdered amphetamine. So for all I know in the Quran, it says, drinking alcohol bad, snorting cocaine good. That's why God gave you one mouth and 2 nostrils. Do you know the worst thing about that is? The worst thing about that is he once told me that during Ramadan, he was having lines of coke to help suppress his appetite. And I'll give you a peer into my fucked up psyche. When he told me that, all I could think was this. Fuck! If only I discovered cocaine when I was 10 years old. Maybe then I would have been called a Malteser. You guys have been great. Thanks so much. I'm Riki Msindo. Have a good night.